I was like, bet. Let me get my release papers. So release papers is basically permission for that athlete to go ahead and talk to another school about the possibility of transferring. I got my release papers, and I thought about it some more. I talked to my family, I talked to my friends, teammates, all of that, and then I decided, I said, you know what? I'm going to stay. But not without a plan. The plan was to finish getting my hospitality and food service management degree, redshirt my senior year, and then go to California for my master's and finish out my year with my coach. That was the plan. So he went to California, I stayed in Connecticut. 3 weeks later, I returned back to campus, and then the team morale was drastically low. Don't let this fool you, we was not that happy. Drastically low. We had a new coach who we were familiar with, but he got fired 3 weeks later for whatever reason. And then the new coach replaced him, and she was looking to me to help boost the morale of the team. But honestly, by that point, my morale was just as low as everyone else's. I didn't want to be there anymore. Not even my ancestors can help me. So I did the next best thing. I quit the team. I left. I was over it, and it felt so damn good to finally just be a normal college student. I can now wake up at 8 a.m., get breakfast, and attend my 9 a.m. class, instead of waking up at 5 a.m. and going to 6 a.m. practice. This was class. Every day. Knocked out. Then I can finally invest myself in my major, hospitality and food service management. I'm chefing it up. I got lobsters in my hand. Things was good. I was immersing myself in everything. In campus activities, joining clubs, and showing off my great body for fashion shows. It was excellent. Life was very good. And then a few months later, I went to go watch my team compete, my former team compete at Yale University. Literally, I went there in a scarf, a coat, some gloves, and some Timbs. After catching up with my team and the coach, somehow she unlocked my competitive spirit again, and I ended up running on the track that very night. This is that very night. I haven't ran or trained for 4 months. I'm out of shape, my knees are low. God, this is awful. Everything was bad, but here I am, back running track again. But little did I know, a shift was about to change, about to take place in my life. February 2016, we went to Boston University, a very popular track meet called the Valentine's Day Meet. This is where all the teams across the country, they go there to compete. And one team in particular was going to be there. Academy of Art University. And sure enough, as we're sitting around anticipating their arrival, there they come from around the corner. It was like slow motion. Coach LaShore and his brand new fucking team! God, it pissed me off how good they look. I was jealous. They flew there on the plane. We never stepped foot on a plane at University of New Haven. We took a bus ride, a 13-hour bus ride to South Carolina. They pissed me off. They walking behind them, marching one by one, and then my team's getting up, going to coach, 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 coach. And I made sure I was last, because one thing I would never do, I would never be thirsty. Nope. But I missed him. I missed my coach a lot. The day went on, teams competed. I went to the local mini mart. And there he was again, right in my face. Coach was showing his brand new fucking team. But this time we spoke more in depth. He was excitingly telling me how good Academy of Art was to him. The sports trainers were so good, they was taking care of the athletes. The athletes wasn't as injured anymore. They actually had a larger budget, so that means the gear was better, travel arrangements were better, and most importantly, they actually had a track to practice on. At UNH, we had this. Yeah, right? It's a baseball field. It's a baseball field. Every season, we will practice on a baseball field for the first few months of each season. It was ridiculous. I called my mom right after that. Mom! I gotta go. I gotta go to Academy of Art. What do you mean, Michael? What do you mean? I have to go. My spirit is telling me I have to go. Well, you're going to have to talk to your father. I said, that's no problem. I went back to Coach and I told him right there in that mini mart, I said, Coach, I want to go. It's time for me to go. I want to go with you. He was like, yo, you got to get your release papers and all that whole thing. I said, that's no problem. I called my dad. He had the exact opposite reaction. Mike, what the hell you mean you want to go? I paid all this money for the school, your junior year. I thought we had a plan. What you talking about? Dad, I know, but I have to go. In my heart, I have to go. We went back and forth, and finally he said, you find a way to pay for it. I said, you ain't saying nothing but a damn thing. I didn't say that to him, but I thought about it. Definitely thought about it. So I got my release papers. Immediately, I requested my release papers, and of course, the school was fighting me. The coach was fighting me. They did not want to give it to me, so I used my release papers from the first time. I had no problem. I wasn't supposed to. August 10th, 2015. Everything happened in Boston 2016. But it worked. I used them release papers, and it worked.